Hey guys, Flipotaka here, and today I'll be doing my manga first impression for High Rise Invasion. So High Rise Invasion is put out by Seven Seas in these 2-in-1 volumes, and I knew nothing of the series prior going into it. It's a manga done by two people, one doing the art, which is Takahiro Oba, who I looked him up online. He's only got a couple other things, but they're all only over in Japan. And Tetsuya Mira, who helps with the story of Ajin Demi-Human. And Ajin, even though I haven't read the manga, I watched the anime, and the basic story of that is pretty solid, and I was kind of excited to dive into this. And then a friend of mine actually recommended it. He read the first volume and said it was pretty good. So right off the bat, the story is an isekai-like. Our main character, Yuri, wakes up. She's in a world that's only skyscrapers. There's no way down. And all these buildings are joined by these rope bridges, as you can see in the background right here. And there's these people wearing these masks. And these masks they attack you. They try to kill you. But their main goal is to try to make you commit suicide. Because whoever's running this world, that's what they want. So right away, it's kind of a crazy story. And it's manga, so it gets a pass for being a little ridiculous. But, so let's highlight some of the negatives first. I'm not going to show any of the negatives because they are kind of inappropriate. There's a lot of just panty shots. The situation that our characters are in is kind of serious. Like, their lives are on the line. And there's constant panty shots. They treat the main character, Yuri, is a very smart woman. She can kind of adapt on the fly, but then they also kind of make her dumb at some points, which kind of just goes against her character as a whole. And then there's a lot of panty shots, which I'm totally fine with, but but it kind of takes away from the more seriousness of the manga. So that's kind of a negative. And the writing as well. So the main character, Yuri, finds out that her brother is also in the world with her. And her brother doesn't really come into play till halfway through the first volume. About, like the back half. But she has a very weird obsession with her brother, to the point where the other female lead even points out, man, like, she has like a little internal monologue where she's like, man, this girl really likes her brother. It's kind of weird. They must be super close. And it is pretty weird. Like, when it shows her thinking about her brother, it has like little hearts. So that's kind of off-putting. But what this series does really good is action. The art is solid. It's not incredibly detailed. This isn't a Vagabond. This isn't a Blade of the Immortal. But the art's pretty solid. So we're going to take a quick look at some of the art. Right away, the book gets right off on a good foot. The very first page is that. That's our main character, Yuri, right there. And those are the masks. So each mask is different. We later find out. So each mask is different. There are some really dumb ones that just go and do the one thing that they're tasked to like do. But then there are... So, it's hard to explain without just hitting a spoiler right away. The masks have, like, computer code on the back of it. And when you put it on, when the person puts it on, it takes over their brain. And whatever natural abilities they had in the real world, they're super enhanced in this world. There's one killer who, in this book, who is really good at boxing. And he can just punch people's heads right off. There's one person, like this guy. He's an amazing marksman. And his mask, he actually becomes a character. His mask becomes cracked. And he can kind of think for himself. He still has to listen to what the mask is telling him and what the code is telling him. But other masks can now attack him, because he's not 100% on the same team. Now, I was ready when I started reading this, I was like, yeah, the action's good. The writing's kind of but there's enough mystery here that I think I'm gonna keep going with it. It introduces the fact that there's someone running the entire show, that there might be a god, that they're trying to find the god. There's talks of sacrifice, so in place, and that there is an end to it planned out already. But I want to show you, so like I said about the suicide, people jumping off, it does a really cool thing where every single person that falls off, it does this really cool so here's one of the, this isn't a spoiler, this character is not important at all. Really awesome shot right before they is urine. I'm not really sure, but most of the time it'll show the blood splat too. Yeah, right there, which I think is really cool. And in some of the characters that do fall, they have like little monologues about like what they're thinking about right before they little, it's like little like code in that, and it takes extremely action packed. And the action shots, like when stuff happens, it's super well done, and it's one of the reasons why I might be keeping on with the series. I do have a lot to read, so I don't know if I'm gonna really dedicate, like if I'm gonna amazing. It's decent. Parts of it are good. The mystery is enough to keep me going. So if this sounds like something that interests you, pick it up. You know, isekai shows, or, you know, series I like, and I wouldn't even know if this would be considered an isekai, but they are in a different world. They get teleported or transported to a different world. But the only series like that that I have liked has been like Overlord. I might give That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime a chance because it sounds pretty interesting. But it's not really my jam. It's not really my cup of pretty good. So if this is something, and it's cheap, $20, you get 2 volumes in one. Also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it right away, but after every chapter, there's like a little note from the authors, which is really nice. It's like a nice little touch, and they kind of explain like what's happening. There is a part in the series where, everything I'm showing you is not, there's our second female character. There's some more mask, and the mask design is pretty cool. Reminds me of The Strangers. They did, I believe in the first volume, there's like a little side note where they show you some original. It is just a generic smiley face mask, but then you find out that there's, I don't really know why there's a difference between the smiley face and the frowny faces, because I don't know what I should do. I give this a light buy. It's not going to be for everybody. It's barely the thing that I want to keep reading, but I'm sure other people are going to like it. And if you do like it, hey, no big deal. That is your jam. If the premise sounds cool right there, then, you know, pick it up. And here's the back for, oh yeah, there was a bit, and just tear your head off. And there's the spines. I actually really like the design of the spines with the sky, with the skyscrapers, and then the mask. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll have another recommendation coming up soon, and I'll have a review for a one-shot